Terrific comeback. Tough game, and the way this thing went, it was kind of an uneven, ugly type game most of the night, really kind of both ways. And the ball was sticking all night for us. We weren't passing it well. We came into a huddle, I think it was late third quarter or early fourth, and just said, hey, we've got to get it moving. We're doing too much isolating. They're too good on defense when they switch. So we started moving it better, and our offense, our unselfishness on offense energized our defense, and we were able to make a run and almost had the thing won in regulation. And obviously a great job in overtime closing it out.
Rick, how would you characterize the way Malcolm performed down the stretch there? Obviously his fourth quarter back since return.
Best player on the floor tonight. He's our old pro. He's the best all-around player on our team. And when he plays, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game out there. Guy can guard any position on the floor. He can play point, he can play two, he can play three. He could even play 4 or 5 on offense. He's that smart. So, we talked about the minutes situation this morning. I said, are you ready to stretch this thing in the fourth? And he said, yes, sir. And I said, okay, well, we'll watch it. And then at the end of regulation, I asked him if he needed a minute. He said no. I think he was, I think he just wanted to stay in there. After almost having the winning layup, and then he had a free throw miss, which is so uncharacteristic. He wanted to be out there, and one of the guys that really willed us to the victory. So I'm real happy for him. I mean, you're a veteran player playing this time of year. The games don't seem very meaningful, but competing the way we did in the fourth quarter and overtime, makes it a different game.
What do you think shifted from just a focus standpoint? There was like a snafu where I think Jalen and Terry went for the ball and went to the hoop, and that could have been like the deciding moment of the game. It ended up being Malcolm.
Well, I mean, when you say snafu, I mean there were dozens of snafus in this game. it was a snafu fest, So I mean, I'm not exactly sure which one you're talking about because there were so many, really on both sides. But games like this are a great opportunity when you can win ugly, when you can win when you're not playing your best, when you can adjust during the game and get things to center and find a way to go on that kind of a run. It's meaningful. And look, Tyrese Halliburton, was having a struggling game all night long. Came back into the fourth and banged in 2 big threes and banged one in overtime. And they were enormous plays. So everybody stayed patient, disciplined, and we played our brand of basketball, which is unselfish on offense and together on defense.
Coach, what kind of methods do you use when evaluating your guards who are extremely talented?
Well, there's a lot of different ways to evaluate them. There's the eye test, there's analytics, and there's just, there's like the stat sheet when you're, during the course of the game. Why do you ask?
And how do you manage to combine a lot of those guards extremely talented?
Well, that's why, they're paying guys like me and Mosley a lot of money, to try to figure these things out. I mean, otherwise they'd be pulling people off the street to do it.
All right, Pat Boylan on Zoom.
Is that a good enough answer for you?
Yeah. Yes.
Rick, you guys had just 1 turnover in the fourth quarter and overtime combined, and it had been a bit of a problem earlier in the night. How pivotal was that to your turnaround, and what was the key to, I guess, taking better care of the ball in general?
Well, better offensive movement, more purposeful spacing and activity leads to better shots and less turnovers. we really just locked in a different kind of focus in the fourth quarter and in the overtime. And, there was a real collective will that our guys showed that was terrific to see. And I'm real happy for them. It's been a tough year. A lot of guys banged up, a lot of this, a lot of that. Not a lot of wins. But, we're still playing, we're still making an effort to play the game the right way. We're trying to win our share of games in a league where wins are not easy to come by.
All right, Tony East, last one on Zoom.
Rick, Jalen Smith is a plus 27 in this game. What did you see from him that was so effective and allowed him to be on the floor so often in this one?
Well, if you watch the last game, he was playing very well in that game too before he was unceremoniously run out of the game by the officials. And so, look, he's playing well, and this is a great opportunity for him. He's playing two positions. He's doing a lot of good things at both ends of the floor, and he's come out of his shell. As a player on this team, he's showing some real emotion and some real grit out there, and he's showing that he can do a lot of different things. So I'm real happy for him. It's tough when you're on a team like Phoenix that has so many veteran guys ahead of you, and this has been a great opportunity for him.
Malcolm, what was the conversation like going into the fourth quarter and overtime? I know you hadn't played the last few fourth quarters, and obviously you played this one. You played pretty well.
It's really just how was my body feeling, how was my Achilles feeling. I've been 100%, but we want to keep me 100%, so we didn't want to overdo it. But tonight was a night to test it. We've been sitting out of fourth quarters the past couple games, so tonight was the night to try to push it and see how I'd respond. And so far, it's responded really well.
How good did it feel to engineer that comeback and be, yourself again?
It felt great. It felt great, to do that with the new group of guys, sort of establish myself and just play good basketball with them. That was the most important thing. I thought Buddy was also huge in that. Me and him, getting us back on track. Just a lot of fun to come back in a game like that. A game you're not playing good ball, and then you're able to pick it up and win a game like that. It's huge.
Was there? I guess what's that zone like? Just picking your spots. There were times when you obviously shot the ball. There were times when you passed it, and Halliburton hit a big three, or Buddy hit a big three. So, what was your mindset in that fourth quarter in overtime?
Man, be aggressive. Be aggressive and read the game. Don't react, but try to be proactive in everything. Attack those guys. Don't let them have you on your heels. Especially when the game's coming down to the wire, you got to be aggressive. So for my team, they were relying on me to be the aggressive one and to create. Whether it was a shot for myself or a shot for one of them, I had to create. So, I embraced that role.
What did you see on that last play in regulation? Was it, on the reverse, was it one of those things where you're like, it'll be too perfect if it went in or something like that? Like,
yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. I was thinking this probably isn't going to go in because I got past Suggs. But I'm always watching the next defender, and it was Bamba. He's 7'2", 7'3". So it'd be hard to get that off and finish it. And I got it off and almost finished it, but I didn't expect that one to go in.
All right, on Zoom, Pat Boylan.
Malcolm, you guys had 17 team turnovers going into the fourth and then only committed one the rest of the way. It's a pretty drastic turnaround mid-game. What did you see that changed so significantly in that area?
Just taking care of the ball. That's one of the things that I think Carlisle told us to really key in on at halftime. I think we might have had around 12 turnovers at halftime, and they had a lot of points off of that, at least 15, I think. So it was important to take care of the ball. And then as we locked in and started playing better basketball, when that happens, you naturally take care of the ball better. You naturally play better defense. You get better shots. So the momentum for us was a good thing.
All right, last one on Zoom, Wheat.
Yeah, Malcolm, I know you didn't play in overtime in the OKC game, but you guys had an overtime game recently where you just couldn't get things going offensively. What was different about the extra session tonight?
Man, we just played with urgency, I think. We were able to defend, play with urgency, and continue to play the right way. I feel like we've had streaks of good basketball but haven't completely put it together other than the Boston game as of late. And tonight was another game where we didn't really put it together, but we put it together at the right time. And we put it together to be able to finish the game. So I think we showed growth tonight.
So I take it you enjoyed finishing that one. What was the experience like just to see Malcolm go to work there down the stretch?
That was amazing. Like I said, I always grew up watching Malcolm. Throughout my high school recruitment, Virginia offered me, so I was at a lot of games, and I got to watch Malcolm a lot. And pretty much, I already know what he can do. The whole league knows what he can do. So, it's not surprising seeing it, but it's just amazing being a part of it.
What shifted, do you think, in the fourth quarter? You're down 15, down 18 in the second half in total. What shifted to let you all, get back in that game and ultimately pull it out?
Pretty much, it was all Buddy. Coming into the huddle, he kept telling us to not lose our energy. And then when the guys got back on the court, he was like, if we get it down a certain number of points, we can win this game. And everybody was stuck to that. And we just all dug down deep from everybody on the court to everybody on the bench. It was just nothing but energy that helped us win that game.
Was there anything you all were saying to Malcolm, or was he saying? Just because, he had 14 in the fourth quarter, 31 in the game, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, one of his best performances probably of his career.
No, that's Malcolm. Malcolm's a bucket. He's the leader of our team. So whenever we're in situations like that, we always look to him to do his thing. So it was pretty much just him hooping today.
Pat Boylan on Zoom.
Jalen, a career high 15 rebounds tonight. You end up playing 37 minutes. Can you just take us through your mindset and what tonight allowed you to be effective on the glass in a game where rebounds made such a difference?
Pretty much just my best. My main focus was just try to limit Wendell Carter and Muhammad Bamba, two tremendous bigs. And obviously last game they hurt us a lot. And this main focus coming in was just try to limit their activity as best as we could. And I tried to take on that challenge of just being that medium between them and the basket, and that was my main focus.